This video is the fourth in the Quick Start series of lessons. We recommend that you take the lessons, Part 1, User Interface and Basic Renga Principles, Part 2, Accurate Construction and Snaps, and Part 3, Objects Management, first. In the fourth part we will get acquainted with the project components that are located in the Project Explorer and include levels, sections, elevations, assembly styles, schedules, tables, engineering systems tabs, drawings. For convenience, this fourth part is divided into two subparts. Subpart 1, Project Explorer, Levels, Sections, Elevations. And Subpart 2, Project Explorer, Assembly Styles, Schedules, Tables, Engineering Systems tabs, Drawings. To open the Project Explorer, on a tab bar click plus. Here we see the project components. Double left click on the project component opens it in a new tab in the primary Renga window. To change the order of tabs, drag the tab to a new place on the tab bar. To move the tab to a separate window, drag it out of the tab bar. Docking a tab means that you can attach it to a particular part of the program window. To dock a tab, do the following. Drag the tab out of the tab bar and drop it onto one of the small squares that appear in the interface. The gray portion of the square indicates where the tab will be docked. To switch between open tabs, hold down the Control key and press Tab. Click cross at the tab corner to close the tab. Be careful, 3D view is the main scene of the user's work. When it is closed, the project will be closed. Now we will study each project component that is located in the Project Explorer. Let's start with levels. The Level tool allows to create horizontal planes in 3D view for constructing objects at different elevations, and get level views for preview and editing. Levels are created on 3D view. The number of levels we create in 3D view is the number that will be displayed in the Project Explorer. In order to create a new level, do the following. In the Tools, select Designation, the Level tool. In the Parameters panel, specify level name, section plane offset. It determines the elevation mark of section plane in relation to the current level. View depth level. It determines the level at which the depth of view plane is located. View depth plane offset. It determines the elevation mark of section plane in relation to the view depth level. The view will not display objects that are completely outside the view depth plane. Object part beyond view depth plane. It determines whether to show or hide parts of objects that are partially outside the view depth plane. Topic. The topic can be used when preparing and filling title blocks and for grouping components in the Project Explorer. Then move the pointer to the necessary distance from the previous level or type the value in the dynamic input field. Left-click to fix the level position. Finally, press Escape to finish level building. New level appeared in the Project Explorer. To open it, left-click a level's thumbnail, or right-click a level image or its line on the 3D view and select the Open option on the shortcut menu. The location of the section plane and the view depth plane, set by the level parameters, determine the visibility area where objects are displayed in the level view. If the section plane intersects an object, its section is displayed on the view. If the section plane does not intersect an object that is in the visibility area, then its projection is displayed on the view. To display all objects in the level view as thin lines, disable the Display True Line Thickness option in Settings. The principles of work with tools are the same on both 3D and 2D views, but the cubic, cylindrical and spherical measure modes work only in 3D view. If one of these measure modes is required to build an object, go to 3D view. All tools and actions on the right panel are available on 2D view as well as on 3D view. To make your work with level plans convenient, you may specify the level's plan parameters on the Tools panel. The next project component is sections. The section tool is intended to create designations of sections and obtain views of buildings with the sections of the following types. Section in one plane. To form it, one cutting plane is used. Section in parallel planes. To form it, two or more parallel planes are used. Section in two intersecting planes. To form it, two intersecting planes are used. For sections, the next parameters are available. Section name. Section line extension. It defines the distance from the extreme handle to the section name. View depth plane offset. It defines the distance from the cutting plane to the view depth plane. The view will not display objects that are completely outside the view depth plane. Object part beyond view depth plane. It determines whether to show or hide parts of objects that are partially outside the view depth plane. Text style and topic. The handles of the section and the view depth plane offset determine visibility area where objects are displayed in the section view. When you select a section in the model, the boundaries of the section visibility area are displayed. To change view orientation of the section, use the flip command in the context menu. In order to view a section image on the work plane, right-click the section image. Then select Open in the context menu. New sections also appeared in the Project Explorer. You may also go to the section images through the thumbnails. One more project component is elevations. The elevation tool is intended to create an elevation symbol to represent a building elevation view. In order to create a new elevation, do the following. On the Tools panel, click Designation, the Elevation tool. On the work plane, specify the location point of designation. Then, specify the view direction. The next step is assigning elevation parameters. Elevation name and topic. In order to see an elevation view, do the following. Right-click the elevation designation. On the shortcut menu, click Open. You may also go to the elevation view through the Project Explorer. This is the end of the lesson. Quick Start. Part 4.1. Project Explorer, Levels, Sections, Elevations. To learn more, watch the video Quick Start. Part 4.2. Project Explorer, Assembly Styles, Schedules, Tables, Engineering Systems tabs, Drawings.